What's up, my reseller friends? My name is Sabrina. Welcome back to my channel. I thrift to resell on eBay, Posh, and Mercari. And in this video, I'm going to show you all the things that sold for me this weekend. So we're talking Friday, Saturday, and half a Sunday. So I'm just going to jump right into it and show you all the things that sold for me. This first item is a Phillips Adapter. I grabbed this at a yard sale. A lot of times if I'm at a yard sale and I see a bunch of random things that don't have prices on them, I like to just bundle them together. I probably really didn't pay anything for this. It sold for $7.12. I probably have like a profit of like $1 or $2 at the end of it, but it's all good. Sometimes these things are worth money, sometimes they're not. If I could just get them for really, really cheap or free, I'll always pick stuff like this up. Next is this Nordstrom's two-piece blazer set. Now, at the time after I bought it, I kind of regretted buying it because I got it home, I looked at it and just thought this suit is kind of ugly and doesn't seem like it's really in style. I only paid $5 for it though. And it sat in my store for maybe about 5 months or so. And then somebody sent me an offer. I had it listed at $29.99 plus shipping. Someone sent me an offer for $20 and I was so happy to take it. And you know what? At the end of the day, I'm actually really glad that I picked this up because turning $5 into a $20 eBay sale is really great. Of course, the buyer paid for shipping, and yeah, I'm really happy. I'm just hoping that it doesn't get returned. So as long as it's not returned, this ended up being a good pickup when I thought it was going to be a bad one. So I always love to sell Barbie clothing. I just know how to tell if they're vintage and more or less what era they're from. It's just something that I've learned through time selling these. It's just something you pick up with experience. And then not only that, I also used to really be into Barbies when I was a little girl. So I'm really really good at being able to pick out if something's vintage. So I consider vintage like early 2000s or earlier. And these ones, I had them listed for $16.99. Someone sent me an offer for $12, and I just took it because I bought this in a bundle of more Barbie things. So it's really rare that I sell all my Barbie stuff like in big bundles. I separate them and sell them either singly or in smaller little bundles. And I've just noticed that that's how I make the most profit off of them. Next is a lot of hangover Blu-rays. I have part 1, part 2, and part 3. I grab these at a yard sale. I like to just buy a lot of media all the time. And this sold for $8.54, free shipping. It cost me $3.54 to ship it. Same thing with these. It just came from a huge bundle lot of CDs that I had purchased from somebody somewhere. But yeah, this sold for $7.59, free shipping. If you haven't seen my video on selling CDs, I recommend that you watch it. I'll go ahead and leave a link for it in the description. But the main reason why I want you to watch it is to see how I ship these CDs. Because I've just noticed that ever since I started shipping in a particular way, it really has caused a lot. Not only do I not get any complaints about the CDs getting messed up in shipping, but I get a lot of praise for how I ship the CDs in my feedback. So definitely make sure to go back and watch that video. If you sell CDs or you're thinking of selling CDs, it's super important that you ship them in a way that they're going to get to the buyer safe. And yeah, my technique works really well. This Cutie and DKNY sold for $7. I accepted an offer on it. It cost me $3 and something to ship it. This was another item that I've had sitting for a long time. I have done a video about all the kid stuff that I like to sell, and I kind of don't really sell kid clothes as much anymore as I used to. So, I mean, they're not bad things to sell. I'm just kind of trying to move into a direction where I'm selling higher price items. Because even though I'm still getting like tons of sales on eBay, I feel like at one point in time for like a couple weeks, I was getting lots of sales, but the profits just weren't there because everything that was selling were like low item things. And it's really great to have low item things in your store because you want to keep your store flowing. You want to get those sales coming in every day. But at some point, it's like, when does it hurt when it's like everything in my store is low price? So I'm trying to balance that out. And I think I need to focus a little bit right now on getting more higher priced items. So I'm kind of trying to get rid of all the kid clothes and get all those sold and into a new home. So yeah, $7. I didn't lose any money on this. I probably made like $1 or $2. So I have no complaints. This little wagon toy, it went to some medieval village. This is a replacement part. I had gotten it in a bundle of a bunch of little toys, and this sold for $7.58, free shipping. Sold these 2 Goosebump books. These ones sold for $7.59. I always pick up Goosebumps when I see them. I like to bundle them together. They sell really well. They don't bring in a lot of money, but it's just one of those things where you know it's going to sell. And they sell fairly quickly. So I like to pick up Goosebumps whenever I can. And it's always better when there's more than one, but you also don't want to overpay for them as well. Like, I don't think I would have paid over $1 for these books a piece. Like, you got to get these for like a quarter, 50 cents. Next is this replacement outfit for a Cody Simpson doll, Barbie size doll. I've had this listed for quite a while, but eventually sold for $7.19. All these Barbie things that I sell all come from bundle lots that I buy. Like, if I'm ever at a thrift store or a yard sale and I see like a bucket of Barbie stuff or a bag of like Barbie stuff, I'm on top of that. I love to pick that stuff up. I have so much fun listing those. Next is this Woody hat that I picked up at a yard sale. I'm pretty sure it's Woody. I don't know who else it would be. It does say Disney on the tag. I think I paid $1 for it. Sold it for $18.99 plus the cost of shipping. Next is this Akira doll. She's from the Hawaiian Fun collection. I did not have clothes for her. Now, this one is kind of interesting because I did pick her up on an estate sale. I bought all the Barbies they had at that estate sale, and I didn't really look too close at them, which is something that I need to work on as a reseller. One of my flaws is sometimes I just get excited about things and I grab them without really inspecting them first, because her head, even though the Barbie looked like it was in really good condition, her head didn't turn because someone glued her head back on. So that sucked because I probably could have sold this doll for like $20, but that's really going to make a huge impact on, you know, how much she's worth. But I still listed her. I wasn't going to at first. I thought about just throwing her away because I'm like, who's going to want to buy it? It's, you know, the head's glued back on. I even put it in the title if you can see it, because I just really wanted to make sure whoever bought this knew about this flaw. But anyway, someone still paid $7.59 and the cost of shipping for her. So I'm happy with it. This is just a strip of fabric of a cow print. I mentioned this before. I love selling fabrics, especially if anything feels like it's like good quality fabric or maybe it's something unique. I grabbed this at an estate sale. I think I paid $1 for it. Someone sent me an offer for $10. I took it. So it sold for $10 plus the cost of shipping. And this was a really fast sale for me, so I was pretty happy with it. Next is this pillowcase. I just realized I think that picture's upside down. This is another funny thing. So I just recently went to an estate sale and picked up a bunch of vintage pillowcases. I just love vintage bedding. I just think it's so pretty. But I decided I wanted to try to start selling vintage pillowcases and to see where that takes me. And this is one of my vintage pillowcases that I had listed forever. I probably had it for about a year now. And this one sold after I listed my new pillowcases that I just got. So I was like, oh, and I believe that happens a lot of the time on eBay. Like, I don't like to list, like, let's say I have like a huge lot of DVDs that I'm about to list. I don't list all of my DVDs all at once. I'll do maybe like 20 or 30 and then go back and list other things. And then maybe like a week later, list maybe another 20 or 30 of them, because I just like to spread it out a little bit, because whenever I do list a lot of something, like I feel like whatever category that is, it actually comes back and helps the other things that I have listed. So it's just a strategy that I like to play around with and try sometimes. I don't know if it really works or if there's any truth to it, but it just seems to just be kind of a trend with me that I've noticed. Next is this CD was brand new sealed. It's Steve Wiggins, Faith That Is Real. I think this might be Christian music, maybe. But I did notice that like a lot of Christian stuff sells really well for me, like Christian CDs, Bibles sell really well, and like Christian DVDs sell good too. Actually, I have another one somewhere in here that I'm going to show you. But I always like to pick that kind of stuff up. I don't have very much luck with like Christian books, just like regular books that, with the exception of the Bibles do good, but a lot of the Christian books don't sell as good for me. Of course, there's always going to be some good ones, but just in general, I just haven't had really good luck with those. Next is a Nicole Richie shirt. This one, I actually accepted an offer of $6 on it. And it was $6 plus the cost of shipping. I paid $1 for this. Okay, so here's the DVD I was talking about, the Revelations, the End of Days. This one sold for $9.01. Nightmare Before Christmas shirt. This one sold for $5.99 plus the cost of shipping. I was kind of surprised that this one sold. There's just so many Nightmare Before Christmas shirts on eBay, but this one was actually one of my shirts. I'm definitely not that tiny anymore, and this shirt does not fit me. And then I think I gave it to my daughter, and she wore it like once or twice and then never wore it. And I don't think this would fit her anymore either. But I was happy to get $5.99 for it, for something that just doesn't fit me anymore, and I got use out of it at one point. Next is this Olaf doll that he sold for $9.49. Actually, all the Olaf plushes that I've ever listed have always sold. They don't sell fast, but they always eventually sell. So if you can get Olaf plushes for like really, really cheap, I would say pick them up. It's not a lot of money. As you can see, $9.49. It probably cost me like $4 to ship. I'm looking at a couple dollar profit here, but it's just one of those things where, you know, it's eventually going to sell. And this Amy Grant song book sold for $9.49 plus the cost of shipping. I grabbed it at a yard sale. I think I paid like 50 cents for it or something like that. Again, this is Christian music. The Rocky Horror Picture Show VHS. This sold for $7.12 free shipping. I ship my VHSs the same way that I ship my CDs. And you go back and watch that video, you'll see. I just wrap it in a cardboard and throw it in a padded envelope. But just make sure that when you're shipping this media stuff, it's just a known fact that a lot of sellers on eBay suck when it comes to shipping media. And I hate that. Like, I wish that every eBay seller would put more care in shipping media, because guess what's going to happen? People are going to stop buying media on eBay. So any seller out there that's doing a crappy job shipping this stuff is actually hurting my business and your business if you sell this stuff. So just make sure we're shipping our media in a secure way where it's not going to get damaged. My husband loves to order Blu-rays and 4K sets and stuff on eBay. And I'm going to say probably about, like, I would say maybe 1 out of every 3 times the seller ships it just in a poly bag with no padding or anything. And probably about half of that time it comes in with some sort of damage. Sometimes it arrives just fine in the poly bag, but probably about like half of the time it doesn't. So let's just be very, very careful the way we ship this media stuff. This set of Wreck-It Ralph plush. So this is the bunny, and what is he? The dog, the puppy, and the bunny that is in Wreck-It Ralph Breaks the Internet. These were my daughters. It was really sad for me to sell these because she loved the scene on the movie. So that's like a little happy memory I have of her when she was a little bit younger. I actually had them listed for a while though, maybe at least 6 months, and they finally sold. They were on sale for $22.45 plus shipping, and I hope they're going to a good home. Wreck-It Ralph stuff, especially Wreck-It Ralph Breaks the Internet stuff, doesn't really sell that well for me. I think that movie was a little bit of a flop, with the exception of the whole princess scene in that movie. I think people really liked that, but the movie in general just didn't do very well. Next is a ornament. Who is this by? Dayspring. It's of Noah's Ark. And I love listing ornaments. I like to go to thrift stores and yard sales and buy ornaments in bulk and get those listed. And when you're listing these ornaments in bulk, I like to use the bulk editing feature on eBay, and I'll be able to list them really quickly that way. So that's how I do it. And ornaments sell pretty good. They sell okay during the year. They're not great sellers, but every now and then you'll sell one here and there. But during the Q4, they sell really, 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 really well. So all these little ornaments and stuff, you got to get these listed. If you have ornaments sitting around that aren't listed, please list them now. Literally, if you need to, turn this video off and go list your ornaments. Next is this Betsy Johnson shirt. Now I picked this up for 2 reasons. One, I love Betsy Johnson, and I like to pick her brand up whenever I find it for a cheap price. I think this one was $2, and it was also a 3X, so I know that's going to be a good size to grab. And somebody sent me an offer for $10, and I took it. Actually, no, they sent me an offer for $7, and then I counter offered, and they counter offered back at $10, and I took it. And the reason why I took the $10 offer is because when I went to go list this shirt, I saw there was probably about 6 or 7 other listings that were the same exact shirt, same exact size. Literally there was 7 identical. So, if you want to be the winner and get someone to buy from you versus somebody else, sometimes you just gotta, be the best deal. Unfortunately, I hate that, but it's just what it is, right? So I was happy to take the $10 plus shipping on that. I did make a profit. My husband's watching football. Next is this, how do I say it? Alo. This is a BBC show. I always like to pick up BBC DVDs. They're not always worth a lot, but they're just one of those things where they're always worth it if you can get them for cheap, and they sell pretty quickly. So I bundled these 2 together. I got them at estate sale. I think I paid $1 a piece, and I bundled them together, and someone bought them for $12.99 free shipping. Okay, so the Last Ounce of Courage Blu-ray. Always make sure when you list these, if you have the slipcover, that you put in the description that it comes with the slipcover, because some people legit are looking for that slipcover. They'll pay $1 or $2 more, or sometimes even more, just depending on the movie and how harder it is to find one with a slipcover. You just got to do your research and figure it out. But it does impact if you're going to sell it and how much you can sell it for. So always make sure to put slipcover in the title. Sorry. I always do that. I get so mad at myself. Sometimes I'll go back and I'll edit a video. I meant to say title and I just say description all the time. So annoying. Anyways, there's a lot of Cali Dolls. Sold for $20 plus the cost of shipping. So that was a pretty good sale. Of course, this came in a bundle lot. And so now we're going to move on to Poshmark. This Evergreen Tee shirt was my husband's. He did give me a handful of shirts to sell for him, or just to sell, that he doesn't wear anymore. And this was one of them. I had it listed for $20, and then someone sent me an offer for $15, and I took it. Because again, this is just free money in my opinion, because this was just something that we had around the house that was not being used. this little SeaWorld Bottlenose Dolphin, sold for $12. I shipped him in one of those priority mail shoe boxes. So make sure that you have those in hand for shipping. Plush on Poshmark, those are really good boxes for shipping plus. And this was like, it fit perfect. It was like the perfect size for it. My last item is a Nightmare on Elm Street t-shirt. So Hot Topic was having a sale, like an online sale at the beginning of the year. So it was like January. And it was like all their like Halloween and Christmas stuff that just didn't sell. And it was like $5 a t-shirt. So I bought like two or three of these, and I bought 2 or 3. It's like the same shirt except Halloween. And I bought them in a plus size 1. And it's been almost a year now. What are we in now? September. So 9 months. It took 9 months, and I've sold the last one that I bought. But these all sold for pretty decent money. Like all of them sold between $25 to $30 a piece. So yeah, I guess those were really good pickups. They didn't sell fast. So there's that. But they ended up being pretty decent profit. And yeah, I forgot if I said I paid $5 for the t-shirt. And yeah, and that's actually going to be it. I did not get any Mercari sales at all this weekend, which is so weird because I always get Mercari sales. Like I would say on average, I get 1 to 2 a day. And this weekend has just been like nothing. So I don't know what the heck's going on with them right now. I even went through and delisted and relisted some of my older Mercari listings, hoping that maybe that would, wake something up, and it just didn't. So I really don't know what's going on over there. But and the funny thing about it is like I rarely ever get Poshmark sales. So it was like it's flipped for some reason. So that's why it's good to have multiple platforms that you're listing on, is because when one does really bad, the other ones can make up for it, right? All right, so those are going to be all my weekend sales. Sorry I haven't been really posting too many videos lately. If I'm being honest, the reason is just because I haven't really been feeling motivated, and I just wasn't feeling really creative, and I don't like to just rush things and I don't want to make any crappy videos basically. So I just thought I'd wait until I was feeling motivated or inspired to make a video, and here we are. So I hope you found it helpful at all. If you did, please like, and don't forget to subscribe if you're not subscribed. Never forget, when you thrift upon a star, all your dreams will come true. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.